Hi friends! Today I have a special vlog and I would like to thank each and every one of you for your constant support throughout my YouTube journey. At dahil dyan, nagkaroon na ako ng customized desktop good for multimedia arts needs. Now, a little bit of a backstory on how I acquired this desktop. Noong May 2021, nagkaroon ng software malfunction ng aking laptop. And that means all of my files and softwares are erased. So I decided to invest on a desktop for long-term use na. Everyone has their own opinions, especially when it comes to technology, and hindi ako computer expert. So I asked my friend kung ano ang ma-recommend niyang specs for my multimedia arts needs. This desktop is good for those starting out multimedia arts kasi I have that attitude that I would rather start small and build up my skills and talents rather than starting out with a super high-end specs but hindi ko na maximize ang features or animation, video editing is not for me. Besides, ang kagandahan kasi sa desktop, if you want to upgrade the specs, ang parts lang ang papalitan. Let's start off with a CPU or processor na tinatawag. Ang work ng processor is that it gives instructions kung anong gagawin ng software. And dalawa lang naman pagpipilian when it comes to processors is either Intel or AMD. And based from my experience, our office desktop uses Intel and so far, it works perfectly fine sa Photoshop. Pero when it comes to video editing, sa rendering speed, mabagal ang office desktop. Siguro because outdated na rin ang parts. So I tried rendering using the AMD processor, and for a 3-minute video, it only took me for about 40 seconds to render the entire sequence of the video. Next is the RAM or the memory. Important na malaki ang space sa iyong desktop because you're handling with Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere, or other editing softwares. And bawat project files nun, it takes up so much space. So, ang minimum requirement for a RAM is 8 gigs or kung kayang 16 gig na. Another specs when it comes to your desktop is that you need to have a graphics card because graphics card is responsible for rendering your image to the monitor. SSD or solid-state drive works like a hard drive, wherein you can store all of your files there. And as I mentioned earlier, your project files could take up so much space, so SSD is highly recommended. The minimum requirement for an SSD card is 500 gig, and kapag napuno na yung SSD card mo, you could easily get another one. The next is computer monitor. Always consider the brand and the budget when it comes to monitors because monitors has everything to do with your color display. Mahirap mag-recommend ng computer monitors because it would depend on your daily graphic design needs. There are different sizes for computer monitors, 24 inches, 36 inches, but for starters, I would recommend the 24-inch monitor. The next one is the motherboard. The motherboard is a bit tricky kasi kailangan mag-fit in lahat ng computer parts for the entire desktop to work. So, kapag wala kang motherboard, hindi mag-work ang desktop mo. Same with the power supply. The power supply generates electricity to all the computer parts for the entire desktop to work as well. And if you're wondering kung ano yung 3 colors dito behind my back, these are what you call the CPU coolers. And it comes in different colors. We have the rainbow, red, yellow, blue, green, white. Pwede nyo rin i-adjust yung brightness. Or kung ayaw nyo gamitin yung CPU cooler, you could also switch it off. Overall, I'm happy and contented with my new desktop, and again, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your continued support through my YouTube journey. And if you're going to pursue multimedia arts, I would highly recommend you to build your own customized desktop because that would be your best friend for life. Or you could also go for a laptop, whichever fits your budget.